Hello, it's SmackDown, and there's two of us. What's going on? That never happened. Let's have an intro.
Hello, this is Shotzi Blackheart, and welcome to Gimme A Hull Yeah! I hope everyone checking this out in Yorkshire and beyond is having a great day.
I love how she says that every time.
Yorkshire.
Yeah. I love how out of all of the intros, we've got Mick Foley's the only one who does it right, so well done, Mick. Mick knows.
The funny thing is, they actually say, and they've got a state, New Hampshire. So why do they look at our words with shire or shire and say exactly the opposite?
Or if they're referring to, the Shire in Lord of the Rings, they call it the Shire. Well, they know how to say it.
Shire, but they say New Hampshire. They don't say New Hampshire.
Yeah, that's true. And it's same with I remember Johnny Knoxville when he was on Jackass. Was like he was in some castle in Shropshire getting shot by a crossbow, and he's like, "Today I'm in Shropshire." It's like, no, dude, it's Shropshire. Yeah. But anyway,
we've got Cody and AJ Styles going to the arena.
Yeah, Randy and Kev. I like how Randy and Kevin have kept their bromance going even after Mania, where they had to batter each other. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. But how weird it's for everyone for us to be live in the UK at 6 p.m. It's amazing. It's so cool, isn't it, Mark?
I was going to say, daylight.
I know.
Daylight. Look at that.
It's amazing.
I bet everyone watching this doesn't even know we have daylight over here. Well, it's the north of England. We don't have a huge amount of it. But yeah, daylight. What's going on? And hang on. Mark's done his housekeeping, so everyone have a little read of that. But Andy Spores is in, and he's already winding me up. He's saying, could be worse.
For Bailey. Starting off for Bailey.
Awesome. We're not in the UK though, so then we go in. Hey, Bailey. I don't know.
I heard it in Mania.
Do you hear my beautiful voice then? Did you hear that? You got that for free, Dan.
Was you trying to be from Hull then?
No, I'll tell you what's going on here. Right, I'll tell you what's going on here. So, some guy was on Dynamite. I think, was it Dynamite or was it your show? I don't know. And they were like, "Who's the one who's not from Hull but says he's from Hull?"
That was,
and I was like, "Was it you?"
With me, yeah.
And I was like, "What's he on about? You cheeky basket, Mark. Shut up." Anyway, and I'm like, "What's he on about?" Like, for those who aren't sure, like, yes, I am on a podcast called Gimme A Hull Yeah. Yes, I am the fourth host to be added. And yes, I'm a Lancashire guy. I'm not in Yorkshire or Hull. Hull is in Yorkshire. Not even close. I'm about 3 hours away. And that just shows how special I am, if anything. But they actually let a non-Hull guy on Gimme A Hull Yeah. What's going on? Not only that, there was an extended campaign to get me to do it, but here I am, and the world is a better place for it.
Baron Corbin's still massively over in the EU by the sounds of it.
Oh, right. Good.
Got Naomi coming out.
I look forward to it. We can say
I do miss their original Glug entrance music, though.
Yeah, I do. And do you know what? Like, I feel like with Naomi, they've tried to combine her TNA theme, which is a banger, by the way, with her original WWE. Well, not original, but her most well-known WWE theme, and they've kind of failed a little bit.
Yeah,
because
it's a bit too generic now, isn't it?
Yeah, like, I want to hear that go, bring it to the floor. Shut up, Mark. And I want to hear what, like, the awesome, because I tell you what, when we went to the TNA show and that music hit, it was just awesome. It was really good, like, great atmosphere. It was only a small venue in Coventry, but it had a really good atmosphere. Great match as well between her and Giselle Shaw, I must say.
I got in trouble for that earlier on.
What?
I'll show you, and then I will try and explain.
Oh.
Well, I will try and show you, and then I will explain. Can you see the little mark there?
Yeah.
Yeah. That is from a ring, because the girlfriend is... Joe Hendry has got X-Pac heat with my girlfriend, Every time she hears it, she wants to hit me. So all I do is send photos and GIFs and stuff like that. And I put it on this morning on the Google speaker, and she was like, turn it off, turn it off. I didn't turn it off, so she hit me.
If you want to talk, Dan, at any point, I'm here. Just see. Speaking of sending photos, Dan sends me photos.
Didn't really. I went in for a hug and she went to move her arm and it just caught me. It's not like that. But Joe Hendry at the minute is the bane of her life, which is amazing. So fun.
Oh, that's because in my house, I've actually caught Jess walking around going, I believe in Joe Hendry. Shut up, Mark. So, yeah. So, speaking of, let's have a little look at what people are saying. Joe Hendry 6 in the charts. Andy's correcting Mark.
I think he's UK in the UK. I think he's first, or he was first, and he was 6th in the US charts at one point.
Was he really in the US? Yeah. That's mad. Oh.
I know. But he did put a tweet out complaining about Taylor Swift.
Well, cheap plug for WrestleSphere boys and girls. Andy, as again we've spoken to, like Joe Hendry is someone who's always happy to talk to us with WrestleSphere. I've interviewed him, Dom's interviewed him, Andy interviewed him. Andy bumps into him quite a lot at the North shows as well. So we asked TNA and Joe Hendry if they wanted to do another interview with WrestleSphere this week because of Joe's very chart-topping success. Yeah, and they did. So Andy and Joe Andy Spores and Joe had another chat this weekend. So if you want to see all about that, go on WrestleSphere, go and have a look at it. We haven't put it live on YouTube, this one. We're just going to do this one as a written piece. But there's also another piece on SoundSphere as well. So we've kind of done 2 articles for one interview here. One geared around the music, one more geared around like the wrestling side of things. So you've got double from us. Yeah. So SoundSphere and WrestleSphere have both been getting in on it this week. So we're doing well. We're doing well. And here is Storm herself.
Yes.
Cargill.
This is a proper entrance for me. This is something that you want to see all the time because it's got some pizzazz, it's got some gravity, it's got some proper visuals, which is quite nice. So just to sort of point off Normaz.
Oh yeah, you've got to do your gimmick. You've got to do your raw gimmick.
I've got some jerky. I've got the meats. I'm like Arby's. I have the meats.
I have the meats. If you want meat, go to Dan, basically, is what he's saying. And what's Normar saying? Never too early for the first beer of the day. You're right there, Normar. Yes. I've had a couple of these already, mate. And I think I'll have a few more. I got a crate in for tonight and tomorrow night, so I'm feeling good.
I was in Spain one year.
Say that again, mate. I didn't hear you cut out.
I got sick off a stroller in Spain one year. On holiday, free bar. I'm like, bosh.
I think I would be.
And yeah, I had probably one of the worst hangovers I've ever had. But it was worth it.
Pull yourself together. I love a free bar, mate. Do you know what I found with the free bar is, and I've had I've been to an increasing number of them in recent years, and I find myself doing something that, to me, when it isn't a free bar, is sacrilegious, which is I'll drink my beer, and once a few inches of it left, and it's got a bit warm, I'll just sack it off and get another. And I'm like, normally, to me, that's wasteful. It's a waste of beer. It's which to me is a travesty in itself.
There you go. Listen to the crowd.
Is it? Yeah,
they are doing the Hey Bailey.
Well done, France. I'm so proud of you. Well done, France. And I love Naomi's gear as well, the French flag. I'm so pleased that our closest neighbours are keeping that alive. To be fair, the Americans have done it too, but it's very much our gimmick, isn't it? But I'm nice that our fellow Europeans are doing that too. I'm very proud of Lyon this evening.
So I am just getting a poll going over on YouTube for everyone.
Oh, thanks, Dan. Yeah, because I always forget about that. If you ever watch SmackDown.
Naomi, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Bayley going up against Damage Control plus Tiffany Stratton. There you go. You can get your votes in now.
Do it. This is why I'm glad Dan's here, and I always want Dan to be here on SmackDown because he'll do the stuff that I always forget to do. I do wonder though how many of our regulars.
if I don't
Oh,
do
well,
it.
yeah. Well, I've got Hassan, of course. I do wonder, though, how many, like Hassan, how many of our regulars are going to tune in at 1 a.m. tonight and be like, what the hell are they? What do you mean they did it 7 hours ago? What? So, could you imagine? Yeah, we weren't there last week, by the way, guys, because, it was the draft. And,
Yeah, the Friday Night SmackDown show was not very well received by a lot of people, but the Monday Night Raw show, part of the draft, was a lot more interesting.
Well, it's the thing. Personally, Tiffany Stratton's bloody brilliant. I enjoy the draft. I think it's good fun, but I think it's a crap show to stream personally, and I think it's a crap show to attend live. I don't mind watching it on TV with a beer, cup of tea, whatever, but it's a bit of fun and it gets old fast. And let's be honest, there's never much good wrestling on a draft show, or if there is, it's a few and far between.
Yeah, I mean, the Monday Night Raw show, even over the past few weeks, I've really enjoyed them. Since WrestleMania, I think we've had some of the best Raws in probably 5 years easily. So even the draft show, which I knew was going to be a little bit lackluster overall, still had a few nice surprises with people being called up from NXT, but there was still entertaining matches on the shows, which I was pleased about.
Yeah. So just making me laugh as well, right? We've got Andy in the comments, which means he's probably like, "What have you done tonight, Andy?" So because it's 5 o'clock, so 6 o'clock. So I imagine you were done with your working day. I imagine you're getting lots and lots and lots of work, from WrestleSphere and elsewhere. So I imagine you were done with your working day at 5 o'clock. Spent some time with the kids, had your dinner, and tell me if I'm right. You've somehow got the wife to look after the kids. You're sat in like your man cave room watching wrestling, and I think you've probably got a sneaky beer as well. Like, you are welcome to come onto the stream, but I suspect you're happy doing what you're doing.
He's streaming in a couple of hours' time, so he might be
He's
just
going
having
to
a
be with
little
us.
break from everything. Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Andy, at any point, come on if you want. So you're welcome to. In your wrestling royalty capacity. It's all good. And Mark is saying Dom Mysterio will be out of the ring for 6 to 8 weeks. See, all Dom needs to do, though, because look, Dom's great, but he's a better character than he is a wrestler. That's not a disrespectful thing. He's one of those guys who just all of a sudden got it one day and was great. But his character is a lot better than his wrestling. So just have him get on the mic. And what is it? He shouts "Caliente" when they're. I might have completely got that wrong, but
just running everyone down, being a very sassy, because I think he could pull off really sassy heel, talking trash on the outside of the ring. Doesn't need to do anything.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Yeah, and he just needs to be the guy who gets nuclear heat by messing about with pulling the opponents of Balor's legs or whatever. Like
just
that.
jumping up on the apron and stuff. That's all we need.
So this is it's interesting to see Damage Control working with Stratton. This is so I don't is there too many egos there? But heels in wrestling, I don't know how you feel about this, Dan. Like, heels in wrestling are usually better at being friends than baby faces, which baffles me. It's always baffled me, and it's been the same for like 30 years.
It's a wrestling trope, isn't it?
Yeah, like they're just better at being friends.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's because they band together due to their insecurity or whatever. But because baby faces are often quite selfish because they all want to be number one, so they fight each other. And they're all, let's be funny, baby faces are always stupid as well. Like, they always trust the wrong person and they get betrayed. Yes. Can I also make a point? What is going on with Rey Mysterio and people turning on him? What is Rey Mysterio doing? That's so terrible.
It's generating heat for everyone, isn't it? That's the thing. It's no matter who goes up against Rey Mysterio, you're a heel.
Yeah, but I'm at this point.
They tried putting Rey as a heel, and it didn't work. So you can't use him as a heel in any capacity. So you've got to have him as the face. So de facto, whoever he is against is the heel. I mean, I know everyone's turning on him, but
well, it's I think you're right, because it's like when they tried making Undertaker a heel for that Saudi Arabia match with Triple H and Shawn Michaels, and it just didn't fly in what was it, 2019, was it? And people were like,
Yeah.
no one is booing The Undertaker in 2019
Never.
WWE. What are you doing? And
Alabama Slam from Tiffany.
beautiful.
Naomi breaking that up.
But at this point, from a storyline point of view, Ray is the common denominator. So I'm starting to think, right, Ray, are you just a massive douchebag backstage in kayfabe, and that is why they're all turning on you? Like, what is going on?
They could pull that off as a story, though. They could literally
That's what
put
I'm
that off
saying.
as a story.
Yeah,
It'd be great.
That'd be organic. But considering he's just gone into the Hall of Fame, and he's only got a year or so left on his career, because we know they're winding him down bit by bit. They're winding him up to wind him down, should I say?
Yeah.
So I just don't think they're going to do it unless they use that as a way to kind of make Dom face and have Dom retiring at Mania. I don't know. That's an idea.
Naomi and Jade have just both been taken off the apron from Tiffany. Bailey's just got a big sad slam, trying to sort of get the tag, get some separation.
Oh, Bailey, that was one hell of an aggressive tag to Cargill. Oh, Asuka's about to get chokeslammed. She is a unit, isn't she, Jade Cargill? She's an absolute unit. She's great. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I think like there is a little bit of stiffness there in terms of like her moves and stuff. I don't know. Great character, clearly a big star, but is she a natural wrestler? Like, she looks like one, but
I think she's very similar to like a Scott Steiner type, where
maybe
they've got absolutely everything and they can do a few good bits in the ring. But is she ever going to be world champion? Probably. But does she feel legit as a professional wrestler? Probably not.
It's an interesting point, because I tell you who's oh, my dog's kicking off at something. Did someone walking past, Finley? Oh, how dare they? Yeah, someone's walking past, Dan. Can you believe the audacity? But it's like Cody Rhodes, for example, even in New Japan and Ring of Honor, was never the best, and dare I say AEW, was never the best wrestler. Like, no. I'm not saying you need to be, but I feel like in recent years, he's a bit more buttery smooth than he used to be. I don't know if it's the WWE style that benefits him, because that's the style he learned, and that's the style he
got built on that, didn't he? So much easier for him.
Yeah, like when you export that style to AEW or to Ring of Honor especially, and New Japan, where they're all strong style, it sometimes doesn't translate well. Where I think now he's back in WWE, and he's pretty much mastered the art. I completely forget all the smoke and mirrors that he used to use with Brandy and with whatever else. And now I just think he's good. Bit of tension there between Bianca and Bailey. That's good storytelling. I like
really nice. But I mean, Bianca and Jade, they are setting them up as a tag team for the inevitable heel turn by Jade, I reckon.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Unless Bianca does it, because let's not forget. Do you remember last year when we all debated this in the hotel bar after Mania? We were debating. I remember this. We were talking about Bianca needs to turn.
I know, but she's very similar to someone like Titus O'Neil, where she's such a face of the company in the PR and everything like that. Is it really beneficial to turn all the kids on her because she's that good of a babyface? So,
sorry to interrupt, Dan. Something weird's happened. So, I don't know if this is Dom or Anthony, but they're saying there's no thumbnail. Now, I know there is because I put it on there and I remember triple checking that it's on. But has it got off? Because right now I'm looking on YouTube and it's just... Well, hang on. It's just...
I'll double check on a couple of different portals for me just to see how it looked.
Very strange. Because I know we put it on. It was that Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate one.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I don't know if that's you, Dom or Anthony. I don't know which one of you that is, but we put it on. So if it's not showing, it's not showing, I suppose. After SmackDown finishes, folks, predictions will be live. Yeah, it's going to be me, Dan, Andy. We might have Dom joining us. It'd be great if Ant wanted to jump on and heckle, even if it's just the heckle, Ant. It'd be good TV. Do it. Just saying. Come and heckle. Nice hair, Dan. I was thinking that as well, Dan. You're like Dom. Every time I see you, your hairdo is different in some form. See, I don't have that problem because, I always have a hat on. We have no thumbnail. Yeah, we bloody do. I don't know why it's not showing because we did put it on.
We do. I've just double checked on YouTube. It's saying it's taken off. So I am in the process of trying to sort that out for everyone.
Yeah, it's strange because it was on before. Like when I shared it, it was on. So I don't know. Like that's a YouTube issue and not an us issue, or a StreamYard issue. So I don't know why that is. But I don't think it's the end of the world, Dan. If you can't fix it, you can't fix it. Well, if you can, you can. Cool. What are you using to watch it? What do you mean? And which one of you is it? I could just log on and look. Yeah, I've looked as well. Logo. Yeah. We did put it on, so it is what it is. Now it shows new catch again. Oh, right. Good. So it's back. That's because Dan's fiddling in the back end.
Yeah.
Giggity. Daniel Wiley is in. Hello, Daniel. Nice to have you in, mate. Thank you for the Facebook ad. I don't normally accept people from the podcast, but I made an exception for you and a bunch of others like Todd and obviously Sassy and people like that. And Taylor, what a wonderful time to watch SmackDown. You bet your ass it is. Absolutely amazing. Could you imagine it was like this every week? I finished work like an hour and 20 minutes ago.
I've been off today, so it's been even better.
Oh.
But I am working Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Oh, really? Oh, well, yeah, Monday to Friday for me generally, and then anything WrestleSphere related as and when we need it. I didn't think SmackDown was on this early. That's funny that when two of us approached comment at the same time. Yeah, it's glorious. It's glorious.
We should let people know it's actually in France, this one, not in the US. That is why we are on earlier. That is also why we are going to be back this time tomorrow.
Yeah, we are, for the pay-per-view. I'll be doing it this time as well with you, so that'd be nice.
Very nice.
I didn't do Mania. So, yeah, so it's you're not alone this time. I thought it's been a while since I've done a pay-per-view, so I should do this one. And I'm hoping to be at the next one. So I might not be there, but anyway, we'll see.
How are you doing, Aaron?
I was hoping to be at this one, WWE. But
yeah.
Anyway, what are you going to do? Can't wait till the 18th of May, Daniel. What's the 18th of May? Do tell.
I think it's his birthday.
Oh, right. And you'll be 19, am I correct? Oh, what do you think of the new Bloodline? Well, it's the Bloodline Civil War, isn't it now? It's it's exciting. It's I can't wait to see how like another side now maybe materializes. Maybe the Usos and I don't know, Fatu perhaps. I don't know. Or is Fatu going to join Solo? I think that makes the most sense for me because I think Fatu should come in as a vicious heel like Tama Tonga. Because we know he's coming. Like he's signed with the company. He's coming. So we'll see. Premium live event, Bloodline Mafia, awesome. Fury versus I forgot
about that one. Yeah,
I suppose so. And not my birthday. It's 18th of February. Okay.
I knew 18th birthday was on the 18th. I just couldn't remember when.
My wife's birthday's around then, I think. But a week later. February is a really expensive month for me because I have Valentine's Day, my wedding anniversary, then Jess's birthday. It's like, Christ. Okay, Here we go. Yeah, what are you going to do?
And you're still paying Christmas off half the time.
Nah, I'm smart with Christmas these days. I know what I'm doing.
Don't bother.
No, I do it. I've got it down. I've like every year. To be fair, what normally happens is Jess thinks and does everything, and I just give her the money. That's or at least half.
As her own Christmas presents.
Yeah, no. I still get her. No. I meant for like everybody else. For like, although I think we did do something like that because she was like, I want this. I'm just going to buy it now. And I went, right, I'm just going to I'll send you the money. There you go. That's your Christmas present. So, and I'm crap at wrapping presents, so I go around my mum and get her to do it.
Yeah.
So there you go. Ask her to do it politely.
Just want to say that they're showing a recap of Cody Rhodes versus Carmelo Hayes from SmackDown last week. And have you watched the match?
Yeah, it was amazing. Really I am up to date this week.
Really, really well done. And Cody made Carmelo Hayes look like an absolute star.
Yeah, no, he really did, and I think it's the right time to get Carmelo Hayes on the main roster as well.
Yeah.
Let Trick have his time in the sun at NXT now, because
Yeah.
Carmelo's had that. So let's give that to Trick. And when Trick inevitably gets called up, there's a WrestleMania match right there.
Oh, that's a nice combination. Carmelo Hayes and Bobby Lashley.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Taylor,
you're a bit ahead of me, dude.
Oh, am I? I think we were just spitballing, mate, because I'm one of these who bans talk of Christmas even in November. As far as I'm concerned, unless it's December, it doesn't exist. So, those snacks you got there. I've just had a pizza, but it was a bit cardboard. I wasn't impressed, but I think I overcooked it. But Lashley here, Lashley in the Carmelo Hayes, is he going to join the Pride? Or is he going to be a heel? I don't know. Mark is saying, so there's NXT releases coming up. We don't want to speculate. We'll wait until Fightful says it, so there are no mix-ups. Yeah, that's probably a good shout, yeah. Bobby is saying he's been disrespected. Ooh. Oh, here they are. Here's the ones who somehow made our thumbnail disappear. New Catch Republic. What's going on? Wasn't your fault, StreamYards. But did we get that sorted, Dan? Or,
yeah, it should be sorted now.
What happened? Do we know?
No idea.
Okay. I did add it.
Yeah. Like I said, I saw it on there earlier on. Everything was fine, and then it just randomly disappeared.
It's bloody StreamYard. Faffing about. Unless somebody went in and moved it. Unless we're having a prank played on us by one of our colleagues. Ooh, who wins this? Authors of Pain. They're considerably bigger. But Pete Dunne is considerably crazy.
Viciouser. Yeah.
Yeah. And Tyler Bate has got that poise, doesn't he?
I love Tyler Bate.
Yeah, he's good. See, this is controversial, and everyone's going to hate me for saying it, but I've never been a massive fan of what's he called, Trent Seven. I don't know. Like, I recognise his talent and his his contributions to the industry. I've just never been particularly thrilled by his matches. I don't know. No disrespect to him. It's just
we all have our own stuff, don't we?
Yeah, it's just my preference. It's not certainly not an attack or anything like that. Taylor's saying still not there for me. Oh yeah, I don't know why, mate. It's just StreamYard being stupid. We'll be right. Trent the 7th. That is the guy, mate. He's on TNA at the moment, but and I've just realised I might end up interviewing him after saying that publicly. So, but anyway, he's certainly a talented dude. So Jamar Jennings is in, best in the world, please. CM Punk isn't even the best pro wrestler in his own damn bedroom. Sorry, just had to get that out.
Love that, Jamar.
Well, I was going to say, Jamar, I was going to say, fair comment. Like, no one was asking, but you have explained in that last line. You just had to get it out. And I am also, like, you are in good company. I'm also somebody who goes on the occasional rant about CM Punk, as Dan will tell you. Privately, I generally don't do it in public, but yeah, I know what you mean. Like, look, I'm of the view that CM Punk is a very valuable property to any company that has him. Great on, but I find him way more interesting on the mic than I find him in the ring. That's not always been the case. It is the case these days. But I am fascinated by this potential McIntyre feud when he's back from injury, and I hope he's back by.
It's going to be pure money, I think.
Yeah. I can't wait. And then Rollins after that. We've got to have the Rollins Mania match after that. I think. I'm excited. So Mark is saying PW Insider is reporting that Cole is pulling back on his responsibilities. Oh. Okay. Oh, he's kicking off again. Bailey indeed, Chris. I wouldn't mind him coming back to join the New Catch Republic, by the way. Yeah,
that's a good way to go, I think.
They're British strong style, though, aren't they, to do that? They have to be, surely, in my view. Hayes will be king of the ring. I respect talent, but doesn't mean I like that particular character.
Yeah, I'm of that mindset.
Dan, just give me a minute, mate. I'm just going to go and blow my nose because I'm becoming increasingly gross. It'll be one moment.
No problemo. But yeah, we are going Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles face to face before their title match tomorrow, which ex-head leaders of the Bullet Club. I think that's going to be a very, very interesting match. I think it's going to be something that they could build some storytelling with. Other people have got. You've got people like the Good Brothers. You've got Tama Tonga. You've even got people like Finn Balor, all ex-Bullet Club members. How would you feel? Let me know in comments how you would feel about a Bullet Club WWE branch, because the Bullet Club itself is an independent thing. They may be happy to let WWE use it as long as they're getting a cut of their maybe t-shirt revenue, and obviously WWE will be happy because they're going to make money as well.
I heard Bullet. Oh, come on, Sam.
Yeah.
Bullet Club and WWE. What are we saying?
So we just had a graphic up of Cody versus AJ Styles face-off later on tonight, and I was talking about you've got people like the Good Brothers, Finn Balor, Tama Tonga, all ex-Bullet Club members. How would people feel if we had a WWE branch of the Bullet Club?
Well, I've always kind of thought that we do, because the Good Brothers have not technically left, because they rejoined under Jay White when they turned heel on TNA. They then had another short spell in New Japan as official Bullet Club members.
Yeah.
Then came straight back to WWE and started rubbing shoulders with AJ Styles before he stopped talking to them. So I've always just assumed that, and Tama Tonga himself once said when he was in New Japan, look, Bullet Club exist in WWE. We all know who they are. That's his exact words. And so I've always just kind of felt that Bullet Club does exist in WWE and in AEW and in TNA.
It's not been
official.
I mean, we've had the club, but that's only been 3 members. I think split Judgment Day up in a little while. Add Balor into AJ Styles and the Good Brothers and build it that way, because there's so many things that you could do. You could do an internal civil war. Taylor's Pro, a great one. Bullet Club versus Bloodline. That would be a great set for a War Games style match. I think that would be amazing.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, because they are quite keen on, well, at least they were a while ago, they were quite keen on resurrecting the OC idea with AJ and such. But it's like, here's the thing, in order for WWE to use Bullet Club, they need the permission of New Japan Pro Wrestling, which TNA have got, Ring of Honor have got, and AEW have got, because they all do business with New Japan. But under Triple H, I don't think that's unreasonable. I think if Triple H was to say, look
up Shayna Baszler appearing at Bloodsport.
Yeah, I honestly think, because like WWE and TNA are doing some business at the moment as well. So it'd be pretty cool if Triple H was to say to New Japan, was say, look, okay, we didn't really do this under Vince, but what if we make Bullet Club invade WWE? Or at least like have a resurgence in WWE, but this time we make it official. But here's the issue I've got. Bullet Club isn't what it used to be, even in New Japan and everywhere else. Like, there's still questions around whether, like, they still come out in their Bullet Club gear, but Ace Austin and Chris Bay in TNA feel very detached from Bullet Club these days.
You've got so many different legs, like you've got Bullet Club Gold now, and there isn't a singular faction. It's like early NWO was brilliant. Then you had the Wolfpack. Then you had so many different offshoots. It sometimes become too big for itself.
Yeah, I think Bullet Club has had its day and is now somewhat of it. He says wearing the T-shirt again, wearing technically it's Cody's T-shirt from Ring of Honor, by the way. But it's like, I feel like, because you've also got Evil's extension of them, which I forgot what they're called. Where's Misfit when I need him? And they've now the House of Torture. That's what they're called, the House of Torture. And they've almost evolved into their own stable rather than something Bullet Club related. So we've got David Finlay leading the core Bullet Club, but it's not quite like, out of all of the previous leaders, Finn Balor, AJ Styles, and Kenny Omega, to Finlay, this feels like the least consequential era. That, no disrespect to Finlay, but
no, is Tyler Bate trying to suplex one of the members of AOP?
He's an ambitious lad, that Tyler Bate. So observing stuff.
He's a big strong boy. He is a big strong boy, though.
It's on this early because WWE are right now in France, and just like the pay-per-view tomorrow, they're doing this is the go home show. SmackDown is in the same venue, so that's why SmackDown is on. It'll be the same when they're in Germany. About give or take an hour, and it'll be the same when they're in the UK, give or take an hour.
Crowd are very hot tonight for this. I mean, they're getting a SmackDown. I don't think, in my memory, I can remember anywhere besides the UK having a Raw or SmackDown. Can you?
Not France. I know we have a bunch of them in the UK generally.
Yeah, we normally have a Raw SmackDown, but we don't seem to have anywhere else apart from obviously Canada and the United States itself have a Monday Night Raw or a SmackDown. So the crowd are going to be massively excited to see a live televised program rather than a house show.
Yeah, that's true. Just quickly get to some of these. He's saying, is it on what channel? Well, in the UK, most of us watch it on Discovery Plus.
BT Sports, or TNT Sports as well.
Yeah, or TNT Sports. Are they not the same thing anymore? I'm so confused. It's just thanks. Will Riley's hi guys. SmackDown's at 7 p.m. I forgot that it was in France. Where are you, Will? Because obviously we're in the UK, so it was 6 p.m. for us.
7 p.m. in France. So if you are in France or are on that time scale, GMT +1, you will find it at 7 p.m.
Yeah. So the shape of New Japan is that they need to work with others. Yeah, New Japan isn't as big as it was a few years ago, is it? At the moment, it's
People
kind of
like
gone from
being leaving recently. There's been a change in presidency as well at some point.
Yeah, I think that was a while ago, but I don't know if he then left and someone else took over. Again, Mystic would know if he was here, but I haven't really followed New Japan religiously since Sonada was champion. I kind of drifted off from it there. Obviously, I watch Wrestle Kingdom and some of their American shows,
Dominions, and
all of that. But yeah, I'm not going to say I'm completely up on it right now because I'm just not. I'm massive credit for the crowd tonight. It's hot. I'm happy that I took the day off, but I was so confused. Okay.
What time is it where you are observing? Let us know.
Yeah, are you in the States observing? I could have sworn you were.
Yeah, but I can't remember whereabouts.
Oh, yeah. Still tension between Bayley and Bianca Belair. Yeah, we were just commenting on that a little while ago. It was cool. And France loves Bayley. Our continental cousins are copying our football hooliganism, it would seem, with the Bayley chants. But we're proud of it.
I mean, how can you not? It's such an easy song to sing, and it's massively popular all over Europe when it came out.
And I know there was an original, but the DJ Otzi version. Where's DJ Otzi from? Let's find that out. DJ Otzi.
So at the minute, I will let you know. We've got Newcastle Republic versus the Authors of Pain, Akam and Razor. You can get your votes in on YouTube. If you are watching, who you think will win the match?
Akam and Razor are the big lads. They are good. They belong on WWE TV, don't they? I once thought AEW would do well to sign them, but I don't know. It's good that they're back here. They were great on. They were always better on NXT, weren't they?
Yeah, I think it was a shame that they tried to set up a promotion that had a lot of, was it financial issues or booking issues?
Yeah, I know they set something up. I couldn't tell you what happened to it, but well, they're back here. They're back in the big time, so. But,
I mean, I think pairing him up with someone like Karrion Kross Paul Ellering and Skal is quite a good move because we never really saw them on the microphone, but we don't need to see them on the microphone. They are the muscle of the faction.
Yes. Andy makes a good point. Speculation, the big announcement for Mania 40 is tomorrow at Backlash. Might be a month late, but
are we thinking it's Las Vegas still?
I hope so, mate. And you know, if Dom's got anything to say about it, you might be packing a suitcase for your stag night. So
no,
we'll see what happens. If Dan and I and Dom and the crew are in Las Vegas next year, we'll remember this conversation. So we'll see what happens, Dan. See, I'm now staying out of this now because I've spoken to him and I've spoken to you. So my attitude is now, right, whatever happens, I'll save my pennies and I'll join you regardless. Whatever we do, if we go, we go. I'll save up and we'll go. Regardless to what you and Dom do, is between you and the best man, I'm afraid now.
Yeah.
So, you know, you both know what I think. I'm just happy to be included. If we end up in progress, that's just as cool for me.
I've said a UK show is perfectly fine with me. Because the way that WWE are going, I reckon we're going to have a biggest show in the UK that week, a week in 2026, definitely.
Yeah, it's exciting.
We had Clash. We had Money in the Bank last year, and we've got Clash again this year. So I still think we're going to go in bigger show. I'd love to see a Royal Rumble across here. If you said Royal Rumble UK, I would be. Tyler Blair is ridiculous. Airplane spin. Is it on Akam or Razar? I can never tell.
I don't know, mate.
Carrying cross on the outside with his hands on his head's amazing.
I don't know which one's which. I'm not going to lie. I've never actually, even in NXT, I didn't know.
And doing a kip up after an airplane spin. I'd be dizzy as hell.
Yeah. He's a big boy, isn't he? Akam or Razar, whichever one that is. Is Pete Dunne back? Oh, he's breaking his fingers. Classic Pete Dunne.
Yes.
Has Scarlett ever even said a word since she's been on the main roster?
Yes.
Has she? Okay.
I think like the first night they returned, when I can't remember who it was they attacked, but they put an egg timer type thing on the ring, but it was a big one.
Yes.
That was it. That's all she said, I think.
Yeah. See, I loved that because it was Karrion Kross doing his shtick to Roman Reigns, and I remember thinking, "Oh, heel versus heel, badass versus badass. Let's see that." And then nothing ever materialized. So I was a little bit disappointed that you know they did that. I'm just going to turn this heater up because I was hot, so I took off my jumper, and now I'm cold, so I'm going to put the heater on. So. There we go. Okay. So Jessie's going to do that. She'll tell me off. She'll be like, put your bloody jumper back on. Stop, save energy. But she doesn't sound like that, by the way. If you're watching, Jess, love you. Also, like, I think you're right. Like, what they need to do, WWE in the UK, as far as I'm concerned, is book a big stadium show.
Yeah.
And so they can. There's no risk of the tickets selling out too quick, and everybody who wants to go can go. And they don't have to charge 500 quid for a standard ticket. It's ridiculous. No. I mean, like AEW have got the right idea. They know they're going to struggle to completely fill Wembley, so they make the tickets reasonable because people are going to go, oh, so that ticket's 27 quid. That one's 50. I can afford that. Click. You know. Yeah. So, sorry, mate, you were saying?
No, I was just thinking if they did do a UK-based stadium show, where would you want to see it? Because obviously, I think AEW have ticked Wembley off.
That's a good point.
So I was thinking, because of the newness of the stadium, and from what people have said about it, it's a beautiful one. The Tottenham Hotspur Stadium would be a beautiful venue.
I agree. Is that the Olympic one? Is that the
no, West Ham was the Olympic Stadium.
West Ham. of that one, right? Which one's bigger?
I think the Tottenham Stadium is bigger by a good amount.
Than that, I suppose. But personally, I'd love them to do Clash at the Castle again back in Cardiff. I just think Cardiff as a city was so well geared for a wrestling show with all the bars and the cafe, the culture there.
But if you did it in Manchester, I think that would work as well.
Yeah, well, we got that new arena in Manchester, haven't we? But it's
no, it's broken.
It's having some issues, isn't it? It's been all over the news. If you're in the UK, you'll know about it more than likely. It's become the talk of the north, hasn't it? At least, but
it's either Tottenham for me if it's going to be London, or if it's outside of London. I think the Etihad Stadium, Manchester City's arena, I think would be a good venue because that's hosted a few big music gigs. So I think that would be quite good.
Yeah, I think it's interesting as well because you're more of a football fan than me. I don't know anything, so it's you'll know this stuff where I won't. So Twickenham Taylor says, "What do you think about that, Dan?"
Twickenham's a good shout, good size stadium, but yeah, Tottenham venue. I think if it is in London, it's got to be Tottenham. If it's not Wembley.
So yeah, so obviously Mark is a red, so he's obviously going to be first in line to criticise. Saying that, so are you, aren't you, Dan?
Yes.
So no wonder you're all going after a Manchester-based arena, but those of us who are less biased will. But yeah, to be fair, it's apparently like even like rock stars and stuff are pulling out, aren't they, and saying screw that. So yeah. And if they're saying when people are in the queue, now go home. So it's like, yeah, I'm never coming here again. You'd be furious, wouldn't you? You just would be. It's like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory experience all over again. God, that was so funny. Did you watch that documentary? That was hilarious.
I haven't watched a documentary, but
so funny.
I know what you mean. Yeah,
I was hysterical. But a lot of the Oompa Loompas have all got good acting gigs out of it, though. So it's been a force for good.
What did Paul Heyman say, Taylor?
See, me and Dan were too busy yakking. We missed it. What happened? I love that we need them to tell us. That's so funny. Go on, boys. What we got? They're like, shut up, Sam. We're busy. Oh, hell. What? Oh, the plot thickens, Dan. Well,
Paul Heyman supposedly pulled Roman Reigns out of the draft as well.
Ooh, before Backlash too. Interesting. Could this mean something? Heyman's very bloodshot.
He always is, though, isn't he?
He needs to get some sleep. You know that's a man who doesn't sleep.
Yeah.
On the road for his entire life, near enough. Oh, don't tease me with adverts for the bloody EU store, because you know I'm just going to go to it.
Yeah.
That's a good hat. Ooh, Rock's 100% the new chief. See, I think, yeah, is Solo doing it for The Rock? Like his dad
Probably.
did? See, can you imagine if they do that again? Like, that'll pop people like you and me who've been watching for years, won't it? But, right, you heard it here first. Solo's going to go, I did it for The Rock. That's coming. In the next 6 months, that's coming.
Isn't Solo's dad Rikishi?
Yes.
So he could literally get his dad to go, say it for me, and I want to listen to you every single time you say it and just literally exactly replicate it.
He's been doing that for 20 years. I tell you now. Yeah. Like, Solo has got, like, when they all gather for Christmas, I bet any money they all sit around and go, I did it for The Rock. And they've been doing that for years. I think Solo and the Usos...
Just a great way to wind your dad up.
Down. It's good. You know what, Paul Reigns out of the draft. He tried pulling RK out of the draft. He did it for the baby. Oh. Does Bianca believe? We all believe. And what we believe in is, what is it, £250 of pure motivation, the answer to all life's problems. We believe in Joe Hendry. I wish we had a picture of his massive face. Like, just like, bam! I did it on Twitter before. I put on Twitter before Taylor Swift believes in Joe Hendry because I love weight. Look, I love Taylor Swift. I'm actually not a Swiftie, but I appreciate it. So, but even I love winding up Swifties at this point because it's just, if you get cult-like about anything, I will enjoy teasing you. It's that simple. Even wrestling, even fellow wrestling fans, if you get tribal about WWE or AEW, I'm coming for you. But there we go.
Got to.
It's the only way. And do you know why, Dan?
Go for it.
Because if you're not watching both products, you're not having as good a time as I am with wrestling.
No, definitely not.
Simple as that. You're not having as much fun as you could be having, and I just want you to be having as much fun as I'm having watching TNA, AEW, and WWE. It's that simple. There you go.
You want to know what does make everything more fun?
Joe Hendry.
There you go.
I wasn't expecting that. Can we just leave it there? That's brilliant. I forgot you're always with these sort of things. Yeah, I wouldn't even know where to begin. Can we have that again, please? That was brilliant.
Who do we believe in? Joe Hendry.
Right, we'll screenshot that and put it on Twitter later because that's hysterical. Oh, it's so good. Oh dear, I'm gonna tweet him with that later, I think.
So yeah, we are going Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles face off tonight. I reckon that's going to be main event, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Oh,
do we think that we're going to have AJ Styles take on Cody and give him a bit of a beatdown and be stood over him holding the title to end the show?
I don't know, because AJ has been pretty respectful up to this point, but then we did catch AJ maybe doing some kind of sneak attack on Cody.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not had a lot of heat, this feud, but I've kind of found that refreshing because it's not a feud. It's AJ's number one contender, and Cody has the belt.
Yeah.
And AJ wants, like, yes, AJ is a heel, but he's a very different kind of heel. But I've kind of liked that they're going into this almost respectfully. I've almost liked it. So even the sneak attack tease for me was a bit, do they have to? Can't we just leave it at this? But I think Cody's winning at Backlash because they didn't build this story for years just to have him lose it the first pay-per-view.
No.
I think this is a dream match. That's the purpose. And
again, I just want to say the crowd are really singing along with the Randy Orton theme.
Good. Well done, France.
They are really, really loud. You can hear every single word.
Good. I'm glad they are. They must be just so happy to have an event. Because let's be honest, they probably have to come over to the UK when there are events, usually, which is annoying for them probably. It's really not a feud, which is a good thing. Yeah, no, I agree. Because it's like, because sometimes in boxing and other professional sports, you don't have to hate someone to want to take their championship off them. You can have mutual respect, even with the heel and face dynamic, because AJ is a very different kind of heel. He's almost justified. He's angry at certain things, and he's not as justified as McIntyre or Chad Gable. But there's definitely an argument there, so it's a good story.
Shame Sassy's not here.
Oh, what you got there?
Bit of beef jerky. Yeah.
AJ beat his dad. That's all we need. Yeah, there is that. Yeah. So it was that in TNA though. Was that in TNA, Mark? Yeah. Because then, like, obviously they can reference it, can't they? But I think they've shied away from it.
Yeah.
The only thing women's tag team championship match. Okay, am I seeing a heel versus heel match? I love it. What? Randy and... Oh, right. Yeah. I know what you mean. Sorry. Crowd is on fire for Randy. Yeah, they love it. Oh, this is going to be good. Oh, that's a Backlash. That's going to. They are going to.
I'm just a bit gutted that we didn't get Kevin Owens coming back to Monday Night Raw because I miss him.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Oh, of course,
I
I've
love
got
watching him because I'd love to see him and our Truth in a few segments together.
Yeah.
That to me would just be absolutely incredible.
Daddy's back. Are they still doing Daddy's back? Oh, my stream is behind. I don't see Randy. What? Must be hella behind. Randy's been on for ages.
He is already in the ring.
Yeah, Randy's actually taking a seat. He's taking a load off. That's a good. I don't see AJ as a heel. He's just grouchy. See, I'm of a similar view. He's certainly been the heel in feuds he's been in, but I don't think he's been a bit.
He's not the de facto heel, is he?
Well, I don't think he's been cowardly or anything like that. He's or a huge villain. I think grouchy's the perfect word. He's been grouchy. Where McIntyre started off by being in the right, and then things got to a certain point where he's just become delusional, and it's just been a road of difficulty getting him there. So that's just like McIntyre has been one of my favorite heel turns in of all time for how they've done it. France loves Tiffany Stratton. I think every other.
So Kevin Owens speaking French to the crowd.
Well, of course, because he's a French Canadian. Hassan, hi there, guys. Guess what? Today's my birthday. Happy birthday, Hassan. How old are you today? I know it's rude to ask, but I want to know. So show some love to Hassan. It's his birthday today. And Dan's giving him votes. Because, look at that. Dan does his magic. I don't know how to do that. Does it work if I do it?
No.
Why does it not work?
And for people that haven't already, you've got to like the video. Because if you do, I get one of them.
Oh, stop showing off. 37. See, Hassan, I'm 37 in 6 months. So
I'm a little baby. I'm only 35.
I know, yeah. It's all downhill from 36. It's all right at 35. As soon as you get to 36, it's like, oh, shit. Cowan saying, where did you get the win? That's the title. To the briefcase. Oh, of course. I see. Oh, yeah, it was his own silly fault. My point was, like, the original Clash at the Castle, Drew was justified for going after the bloodline and being so vicious and not accepting Jey Uso. He was completely justified. But he's now been the hero so long, he's become the villain. He's done a Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
It's good storytelling. Like Drew, like when they do turn Drew face again, which they might do for Clash, just saying.
Yeah.
It won't be a hard sell because all he needs to do is give his head a wobble, and Sheamus might be the guy who does that for him.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens. Because I'm really excited to see what happens between Backlash and Clash.
Yeah.
The question is, Dan, are any of us going to be there? We'll have to see. I hope so.
So Randy Orton's introducing Paul Heyman.
Ladies and gentlemen. Hassan, lots of love for Hassan. Our resident democracy enthusiast.
Oh, here is Paul Heyman.
Yeah, I think you might be a couple of seconds behind me. I'm a Paul Levesque guy, says that sign. Yeah, me too. I'm very excited for Clash at the Castle, Mark. I'm very curious to see what they're going to do. I'm hoping I'm going to be there, but we'll see. It'll be me and Andy, I think, bunking up in a Premier Inn if that's the case.
Yeah, why not?
It's the sexiest thing you've ever heard in your life. Bless him. He slept on the floor at Money in the Bank. Because Andy, because we had the hotel sorted. Like Dom had one bed, I had the other, and we were like, Andy, you could go and spend a couple more £100 or maybe more in London.
Yeah.
on a hotel the night of flipping Money in the Bank, or we can give you our spare, put a duvet down on the floor and put another one over you, and you could just be like a little caterpillar on the floor for the night, which, you know, so...
I've slept in worse.
Yeah. You slept next to me for 5 or 6 days, so, you know, that must have been worse.
Yeah.
Although I think I'm a delight. I think I was all right. I think I'm not a bad bed buddy. I think I'm all right.
I don't know. I was asleep for most of it.
Yeah, me too. It was amazing, wasn't it? How we were just so bloody tired that week, because this is when we were in WrestleMania, by the way, guys. If nobody knows, last time we were at Mania, it was in LA, and we were so exhausted. Because I remember, like, oh, we're gonna go out, we're gonna do this, we're gonna party, we're gonna go up to the 16th floor bar because they had like a roof bar. We're gonna go get nuts up there. Nah, mate. Nah. Straight to bed. See the show
after the shows.
Tea, bang. It was it was funny, wasn't it? I'm amazed I got up so early every morning.
I know.
I remember that first morning. I just kind of went down. You guys were all dead to the world, jet lagged, and so was I. But I went down and I got like this really nice cappuccino, and I ate my breakfast on my own. Although I did get chatting to some of the guys in Progress Wrestling, which was lovely. And I remember just thinking, oh, this is so nice. You know, I could go for a swim, but it's probably a bit cold, so I won't do that. So I wish they would do a Dark Side of the Ring on Heyman. It would be interesting. That would be
brilliant.
Yeah. The thing is with Dark Side of the Ring, though, is he dark enough to do a Dark Side of the Ring? Like, there's some dodge, but...
Yeah, all the stuff that he did when running ECW, where he would just play the songs without paying for the licenses.
Oh, yeah.
All the court cases that he was meant to have been involved in from sort of copyright stuff. I don't think it needs to be a Dark Side of the Ring, but I think a documentary on the life and times of Paul Heyman would be good.
I'm just going to mute my mic, mate, because I think Jesse's come...
So we've got Heyman was deeply involved in the Sandman story. Yeah, would be an epic show. I'd be happy to sit and watch all of that. Love watching any sort of ECW style documentaries.
So I was opening the door for my dog because he wants a wee.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd watch it because it's a Dark Side of the Ring. Although some of them make me sad, so I don't watch them. You know, if I know, like, what was the one with Jake the Snake Roberts' dad? I didn't want to watch that one because I just thought,
no,
bit grim, you know. Or again, he didn't want to wee, Jess. He wanted to lick the thing that was there. Dogs. Thank you. There we go. This is interesting. I mean...
Oh, Randy Orton's asked the hitting question. Who is the real tribal chief?
Oh, there he is. Solo and... what's he called? The MFT? Does anybody know what MFT stands for, by the way? And if you do, can you tell me? Because I haven't got a bloody
clue. Is it My Family Tree? That's what I've heard the rumour is for it.
Oh, okay. Oh, look, they've got the Prime thing there. My Family Tree. Oh, right, that's true. So it is My Family Tree.
Yeah.
But he's not, though. I know it could be kayfabe, I suppose, but...
Well, it's definitely related, so it's still part of the same family tree, isn't it?
Oh, are they related? I didn't think the Tongan family, because... I didn't realise they actually were. I thought it was... they were part of a Tongan dynasty, and they were part of a Samoan dynasty, but fair enough. Both, you know... Nock Khan signs deal in 2026.
Is the nephew and the adopted son of Haku?
Yeah, so I knew that. Is Haku connected to the Anawais then? I didn't know that.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Because I knew he was Haku's son. Him and Tangaloa. But yeah, that's interesting. If so, then awesome. If that's the case, let's get Tangaloa up in this thing. Let's do it. split branches of the Samoan bloodline, because I thought I knew the Samoan bloodline, the Anawais and the Fatus. I thought I knew that quite well. But for example, The Rock and Roman Reigns being cousins is borderline kayfabe. But I get why they can get away with it. WWE security, the lamest force known to earth. Yeah. As Triple H once called them, guardians of the independent scene. Oh, here's the Street Profits, who are much better baby faces than they ever were heels. Putting on a suit doesn't make you a heel, boys. Yeah, WWE are very quick to move on from that failed heel turn, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's interesting, though, because it's like people like The Miz struggle to be baby faces, but he's doing all right at the moment because it's been very understated. LA Knight, yeah. Kywan's having fun. And here's LA Knight. Oh, I'm so annoyed I'm not in the building tonight, Dan. I really am. In that building. I thought I was going to be there. I was looking at...
The pop that he got as soon as his music hit was insane.
You should have been there, mate. Like, Money in the Bank when his music hit. It was deafening. It was like, bloody hell. Like, the lad next to me was like... Because Andy was over there hanging out with all the celebrities, like Andy and Dom. I think Andy was at the front. Andy had a really good seat. Dom, like we were all sat separately. Dom was up, sat with Nick Houseman and all that lot, and Brian Alvarez. And I'm like, all right, so I'll just carry the bags and go over here. But no, I had a great seat. And but when that happened, the lad next to me was like, wow, my ears. So I was like, yeah, me too. But it was awesome. But when we were there, we were having dinner in the Las Iguanas, and all we could hear in the not the Millennium Dome, what the hell's it called? The O2 Arena. All we could hear was yeah from people walking past.
It was like that even
at Mania
when we was at the All In show. People were still doing the yeah chants.
Yeah, of course.
At an AEW show instead.
I forget, like, because you were All In because like obviously we were in that loft together, weren't we? All of us, and you were with Jack. But I remember. Yeah, epic pop for yeah. Oh, isn't it nice to have SmackDown on a? At 6, it's 7 p.m. Jeff, Fred.
Really crazy idea. Why don't me, you, Dom, and Anne just move to America so we can just do it at regular times?
Yeah, I'm game. Say the word.
It make life so much easier for us, wouldn't it?
I suppose it would. Yeah. See, this is why I'm of the view that we should do all we can to be at the British shows. When we can. Part of the reason we do WrestleSphere as well in a way, because it's like, you're never guaranteed, but being on the press, circuit certainly helps. And you get to talk to them. And let's be honest, there would be no WrestleSphere if it wasn't for Gimme A Hull Yeah. So, and WrestleSphere helps Gimme A Hull Yeah as well, in the sense that we get access to the wrestlers. So, so it's a good situation for us both to be in. For both things to be in, but I want to be at Clash, and I'd like to be there as press, because I'm not spending 500 quid on a sodding ticket, mate. I'm just not doing it. I could credit card it, but then I'd want to bring Jess. So that's £1,000 on the credit card. I'm not doing that.
No,
even I'm not that bad. AJ took his spot, didn't he? Was it the other way around? What are you drinking, Dan?
It's massively exciting. It's Coca-Cola, but it's 0 sugar, 0 caffeine at the minute.
See, I get 0 sugar. I get that. 0 caffeine. That's like the best bit. That's the bit like I could murder some caffeine right now.
I know, but when I'm going to sleep because I'm at work all day tomorrow, I don't want to be wired until like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, no, I get you. I made the mistake of having a cup of tea too late last Friday and just, do you see that? Barcode. Not barcode,
no,
QR code.
I'm a few seconds behind.
That was a QR code, boys and girls. Uncle Howdy.
I am keeping very, very tight watch on it.
Good. because we might have a. Obviously, Dom, if you don't know, folks, Dom has been doing the whole howdy hangouts. There's been quite a lot of them now, but like basically analysing all of the breadcrumbs we get on each Raw or SmackDown. Chances are, though, something might happen. I don't think he'll turn up or anything yet, but something might happen, Uncle Howdy related, sooner rather than later. So we might do. Normally, it's Dom. Dom does them on his own, but tomorrow night, if there's any significant movement with Uncle Howdy, we'll all join him and we'll do it together because it's going to be exciting. Yeah. there she is. Dom was in before asking if there were any. Yeah, there's always going to be something, and I reckon tomorrow night there might be something more, some movement on that. I don't know. I'm just happy he's back, Dan. What about you?
Uncle Howdy, I think obviously it's going to be a knife edge of will the crowd really enjoy it because it's not Bray, but it is still Bray's legacy in a way, or will they mess it up a little bit because it's not Bray's direct input?
Well, this is an interesting one. It reminds me of when Roman Reigns came out to booze and went back
the
to
leukemia announcement. Yeah,
like kayfabe died that after one promo. Because every single person in that building and a lot of the people watching at home were all of a sudden, oh my god, like I ain't booing this guy because
you take the wrestler out of the situation and realize it is still a human being.
Yeah, and that really restored my faith in humanity, and especially when he came back and said, "Look, I'm in remission." You know, obviously that's going to be something he has to fight against his entire life, and you know, he's a guy who's had it 3 times now. He's got an uphill battle because you know he may have to take care of that a 4th and 5th time, and who knows if he'll be able to sustain that. Yeah, hopefully he will. You know, I'm not going to say, you know, God willing or anything because I'm not a religious man, but I have a lot of, you know, like faith in him and that he'll be all right. But as someone who knows people who've had cancer and stuff like that, it's a scary thing to be up against. But my point with Howdy is, even if people weren't feeling it before, I think because of Bray and exactly what you said about it being Bray's legacy, this is the closest thing they've got to Bray. And I think from Bo Dallas's point of view and from WWE's point of view, all Bray's ideas and creativity can die with him.
Yeah.
Or they can all work.
Flourish.
Yeah, they can keep it going for him. Like, is it going to be as good as it was with him pulling the strings? Nah, probably not. But is it better to do it than not do it? Is it better to at least try?
I was going to say, you look at these past 2 or 3 weeks where we've been having these glitches and the QR code showing up. Look at the time and investment that people are doing on social media, decoding and decrypting everything. It feels like it did right before Bray actually returned to Extreme Rules in 2022.
Yeah.
There was so much hype around that point, so it's so enjoyable. Yeah.
I loved it so much. And it does in a way feel like we're getting that again, which is great. And because I was so upset by the death of Bray Wyatt. It was one of those things that like we had to put our game faces in and go to all in, didn't we?
Yeah.
And it was, you know, and we had to just try and have a good time, but there was a dark cloud over us, and it was that. But because I'm going to give it a lot of rope, the Uncle Howdy stuff, because I'm just happy that Bo Dallas, Taylor Rotunda, whatever we want to call him, is just, you know, still with the company. This clearly means more to him than anything else he's ever done. So therefore I want to support it. And to be fair, I kind of I liked all the Uncle Howdy stuff. I thought it was clever. I know a lot of people didn't, because it looked like we live in a bit of an immediate gratification society, and that's not that. It's spoon feed. It's the breadcrumbs. I was into it.
I think with Taylor Rotunda, Bo Dallas, I think with him being younger than Bray, it's I'm holding up my big brother. I'm doing it for my big brother's legacy, and
all the people who loved him, all the people who supported him.
You always look up to your older siblings normally, and him doing this is his way of showing how much Bray meant to him. I think that's a really nice touch of them allowing. I think they've allowed him more creative freedom for himself than they would have probably given him as the Bo Dallas character. And they want to do right by Bray, by Bo Dallas as well, and also the rest of the Bray family with JoJo and his children.
Yeah, and the wider Rotunda family as well. Obviously, two of which went into the Hall of, well, at least one of which went into the Hall of Fame recently. So, because it's a bit too early, I think, to put Bray into the Hall of Fame. But I do think come next year or maybe the year after, let's see what they do with Uncle Howdy before that. Let's just just trust the process and see where we go. But he's a shoo-in. He's going in there, and when he does, it'll be emotional as all hell. So, my God, that's going to be hard watch. That's going to be. I hope I'm not in the building because it's going to kill me. It's going to make me choke up. So that might not be one I'm at, but we'll see. Chris, what are your predictions of Backlash? Well, if you stick around, mate, after this stream, we'll do a joint stream with Wrestling Royalty where you will see our predictions because we are Dan and I are doing double duty tonight. So
I was actually going to say I don't know if I'm doing double duty. If you win the above stream, I was going to let one from Gimme A Hull Yeah, one from Wrestling Royalty, just have a good chat.
Yeah, that's fine, mate. Whatever you got to do. Whatever you got to do. Again, like I probably should have done SmackDown last week and didn't because it was a flipping draft episode. And I was dying. I was exhausted. But yeah, so I'm in terms of the Uncle Howdy stuff. I'm very excited by it. Yes, it's bittersweet. And would it be better with Bray? Yeah, probably. And without Vince? Yeah, probably. Yeah. But I still think they'll do it justice because I trust Bo Dallas and I trust Triple H. So let's see where we go. And they as much as anybody else know the gravitas of it and why it's more important than ever. So it's and even if it does take a couple of misfires or missteps, stuff does in wrestling. The Bloodline story was one of the greatest stories of all time.
I mean, Bray getting destroyed at Hell in the Cell, and it being a no DQ match, but the referee stoppage. That to me was a big misstep, but Bray recovered from that.
Yeah, like the Uncle Howdy stuff was genius, but hello Finley, but there were missteps. There as well. Like they rushed his first match against LA Knight because people were like, at what point is he going to wrestle? They shouldn't have done that. They should have, kept on with what they were doing. Like sadly, Bray got ill after that. But I remember thinking they've rushed his return to the ring where it was fine as it was. Like people just don't get it, and so that
people want the backstory, the lore, and everything else.
Yeah, and that's what they should have kept building it until it made sense. Like Cowan says that they did rush him. Yeah, they did, and that instantly killed the allure of Uncle Howdy.
Yeah,
instantly. So if they had stuck with the original vision, it wouldn't have had that misstep. But now there's no Vince, and they've got an idea in mind. I'm going to just trust them to get it right.
Yeah,
that's just me personally. Oh no, not nice news if you're aware right now. WWE are releasing NXT stars from Fightful. Not me. Yeah, no, we'll. I'm sure we'll look at this after the stream. I'm sure stuff's coming up, but we'll. I'm not so sure this is the place to discuss it. Like we'll all look at it in our own time, and we don't want the stream to get kind of hijacked by bad news. I don't think. And you want to go outside, dear? All right. Go on then. Dogs. I trust Triple H because he understands how special it is and loves long-term stories. Exactly.
Yeah.
Either me or the boys will say it in case people speculate. Like again, if people want to speculate about it, that it's up to them as long as it's true. But we have a choice as to what comments we highlight. Really, you can say what you want, but I think like we're going to focus on SmackDown and see where we go.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to throw a complete question the other way for you. What did you feel about the Carlito footage of him attacking Rey Mysterio? Was it Dragon Lee?
Yeah, yes. I just who's next? I feel like Goldberg. I just feel like now, I don't know, it's just one too many people to turn on Rey Mysterio now.
Yeah.
That's how I feel a little bit. The most awkward heel turn ever. A little bit. Escobar's King of the Ring. Congratulations. No names have been said yet. No, it's all good. Yeah. Don't worry. And Will, don't worry, mate. Like you say names all you want if it's true. Just we might not necessarily highlight it and talk about it on stream. That's all we're saying. You can do what you want. So yeah, I don't know. Oh, here come the profits. I like cats and dogs, but mostly cats. We like both in this house. We're a cat and dog house.
I like any animals.
Yeah. BFAB even looked amazing tonight.
Yeah.
He didn't even look like he knew it was coming out. Like he was like, I feel like the warehouse attacks and the people turning on Ray. I want to know, is Ray just a rubbish coach? What's going on? Go from kid to monster overnight. Everybody turns on Rey Mysterio. It's like Bailey. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, I feel like Carlito is one too many for me.
Yeah.
I'm cold because I got this door open.
Straight Profits going through the crowd as always.
Yeah, so that was my thoughts on it. It was like just one too many. Look at that guy in the stairs. He's loving it.
Was you excited for the draft with the new people that you've got coming across?
Can I be honest? I never place too much importance on the draft because this is WWE and people come and go from brands as and when WWE feel like it. So, the draft is fun, but I don't attach a huge amount of importance to it because, they do one every year at least.
Yeah.
Or superstar shake-up, they used to call it, didn't they? And they stick to it somewhat, but there've been years where they're just not at all. So it's fun, but I couldn't even tell you who's coming to SmackDown or Raw. I can't even remember.
The only reason I'm asking is I prefer the way they've done it this year, just after WrestleMania, rather than doing it right before a Survivor Series, where it's red versus blue. And
yes,
so weeks ago, you was on Raw. You're now on SmackDown, claiming your love for SmackDown, and no one kissing your badge. And to me, it's like, why would you have loyalty to somewhere you've only been 2 weeks?
That's a great point, and that's the problem with Survivor, because I don't think they should do War Games at Survivor Series every year.
No, it should be when the story deems it necessary, like Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the hell. I love the Hell in a Cell principle because it's the whole, like when Hell in a Cell was an annual pay per view. What if there were no feuds that were that hot at that point? Just miraculously, there always was because it's kayfabe. But I just like it's the same with Survivor Series. Like, what are the odds of having a 4 or 5 man team, and then another one for the women? Every year at that point, what are the odds? So yeah, I think I like the idea of them doing War Games on a different pay-per-view just to mix it up, or maybe let's have the classic Survivor Series gimmick maybe brought back but done right. I don't know, because I always used to like the champion versus champion stuff and the Survivor Series matches. I always thought it was fun. But they ruined it the day they didn't give us the Fiend versus Brock Lesnar, and they gave us that Rey Mysterio match instead. Fun match, but they ruined it because they didn't want Bray or Brock to have a loss. I'll just go through these comments. Yeah, 100% from the QR code. We're getting a faction. Sick. Got a few good picks from the Browns. I didn't know you guys were live. Yeah, well, SmackDown went live.
Notification bell then. If you take that notification
bell,
you get a notification when we are
tick
going
that
live.
bell, Misfit, you'll know. We communicated it on Twitter a good while ago as well, and Facebook. So we did everything from our side. But yeah, basically with it, SmackDown being in France, it was always going to go live at 7. Was it 7 p.m. 6 p.m.
7 p.m.
French time?
local time, 6 p.m. UK time.
Yeah. So I don't know what time it is in the various time zones in the States right now off the top
1
of my
p.m.
head.
Eastern, I think.
1 p.m. Eastern. So, which I think, is that where you are, Misfit? But yeah, so, but I think I don't know how you guys are running the shows. I know the pay-per-views, it's a different story, but yeah, we were always going to do SmackDown live, and it went live. And obviously with the fact it went live 6 p.m. UK time, we were all over it. So yeah, it's going to be red versus blue versus gold, hopefully. See,
that was a brilliant Survivor Series when they did the NXT versus Raw versus SmackDown for me.
It was, I agree with you, but I also thought it was a bit complicated and overbooked. It was like, for someone a smart like me, it was brilliant. But I remember thinking, like, even I'm struggling to keep track of all this. So I don't know. I think NXT should be NXT, and Raw and SmackDown should do their stuff. That's just me.
Yeah, I think also with Triple H in control, I think they could do another Nexus style storyline with an invasion angle again. I think so. That with Triple H at the helm, he would make all of the correct decisions to build the faction properly. And I'd love to see it done without the John Cena politicking and the Vince politicking.
Yeah, I agree. I want to see what traditional Survivor Series looks like without Vince.
Yeah.
And in a post-Roman Reigns world too. I want to see what that looks like. And a post-Brock Lesnar world, dare I say, too. I've heard that too, Misfit, but it could be done. Like, because I think I love War Games. It's one of my favorite matches, one of my favorite gimmicks. But it's what we said. But anything that goes away can come back. Is my argument. Like,
yeah,
I'm not saying they have to do it like they always did it, but we can't rely on War Games every single year at Survivor Series. We can't, because then it will become like Hell in a Cell.
To me, they have the perfect name for a pay-per-view or premium live event where they can do inter-brand warfare.
Yeah.
Bragging rights.
Like, I think there needs to be more to it than just that. Like, bragging rights is fine, and it's not real, but I also think there needs to be more at stake, and I don't know what that looks like. But
to me, just do it basic. Just have a trophy that the general manager of that show can have in their office, or a belt that they can have to say that we are the inter-brand warfare champions, and then every so often you can then just throw in a little bit of invasion.
I suppose so. You could also, as well, one thing I was thinking of is, look, if you really want Cody to be the A-champ, over the heavyweight championship, the big gold belt 2, as I call it, Survivor Series is how you do that.
Yeah.
Because if you have Cody beat, let's say Priest is still holding it and Cody's still holding it, you have Cody beat Priest.
Yeah.
You have one set of tag team champs beat another set. That is how you confirm which ones are the big ones.
Yeah.
I love champ versus. Yeah, I love champ versus champ, and you don't have to do it with one brand being dominant either. You can have like the tag champs of one brand winning, and then like Cody winning on the other brand. But that's what we're discussing, Misfit. We're wondering is the way you could do it, but do it better. So because what they can't get away from is they can't just rely on War Games every year. It will get old. Like Hell in a Cell, they've got rid of the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, and they now do the Hell in a Cell as a stipulation, which is how it was always intended. because that's what Hell in a Cell is for. Hell in a Cell is for when a feud gets so out of control, and because WWE has stupid cage match rules where you could just walk out the door or you can climb out and that wins the match. Ridiculous. They had to do Hell in a Cell, and that's fine because they kind of made it different people's match. But in this modern era, Hell in a Cell only works if it's done as a way to contain a feud. And the same thing is true of war games, but for a faction, or a faction versus multiple people, or something like that. Like the Sami Zayn with the Bloodline versus everybody else was so good because the story was good. It necessitated war games, but we're not going to but it creatively boxes them in if that's the case every time. So, I'm not suggesting we do brand versus brand for Survivor Series every single time. I'm just suggesting that we have it as an option. We have it as the default. And if we want to do it War Games for some years, great. But imagine if we got War Games at Mania sometime or at SummerSlam at some point. Or we used it to, let's say we got Backlash War Games or something like that. You know what I mean? Like there's so many ways they could creatively utilize War Games. And if they made War Games unpredictable in terms of when we're getting it, like they have currently with Hell in a Cell, I think it makes War Games more exciting. That's 100%, just me. Yeah, and Dan, I'm just going to go for a week, get a beer, and get the dog in. So I'm going to let you vamp while I just, because I've talked.
Okay. So we have got Street Profits. At the minute, I haven't actually updated the banners. I completely forgot for a change. But we've got A-Town Down Under, the current tag champions, going up against the Street Profits. Crowd again, massively hot for this. So the kickoff show for WWE Backlash tomorrow is Jackie Redmond, Big E, and CM Punk. That is a good combination. 2 out of the 3 injured. What's Grayson Waller doing? Waiting for a coast to coast. So Misfits asking if they do Raw versus SmackDown War Games, what's at stake? When it gets main event of Mania, number 30 spot in the Rumble, like what? To me, number 1 contender. No, you couldn't do a number 1 contender, obviously, but that brand gets to, I don't know, get to pick a free draft pick or something. I think that would be quite handy, but I don't know. There's so many different things that you could look at doing, and it's trying to find what would be quite good. Mark saying number 1 contender for their Brand's World title, but if you've got a War Games match and you've got 4-on-4, and you're on Raw and you have whoever in the match, exactly Misfit, who would get the shot? Would it be the person who gets the pinfall? Because then you would have people on your team breaking up the pinfall for your match. That, to me, makes it a bit convoluted. Whole team, saying Mark. So if you have Cody as your champion and you have no idea who it is, but say Seth, Drew, CM Punk, and Damian Priest. If all of them are in the match and CM Punk gets the pinfall, all 4 members get a shot at Cody. That, to me, again, still seems a bit over the top and a bit convoluted.
What have I missed?
So we're just sort of saying what happens if they did Raw versus SmackDown War Games match, what's at stake? And if they get a number 1 contender's shot, who gets the shot at the title? So if Cody's champion on Monday Night Raw, as an example, and you have CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, and Damian Priest as one team.
That's mad. Imagine that.
If Damian Priest or anyone in that team gets the pinfall, does Damian Priest get that number 1 title shot, or does the full team get the title shot? Because if you have Damian Priest get the pinfall, or if you have Damian Priest attempting a pin, could that not then lead to other team members interrupting your team's pinfall for the victory? Is it becoming a little bit too confusing and a little bit too storyline driven, I think?
See, I'm just going to go back to what Misfit said here about Survivor Series 2001, because that's a great point. Like, they could do something like that. Like, my own view is, I think that, as exciting as that is, Dan, what you say about it being convoluted, I'm not so sure. I think it could be made to work, but I do prefer the 2001 idea, because I don't know, like the idea of, I personally, I don't think War Games is broken. I think right now, like, I don't think it needs fixing. We've got a lot of factions in WWE, and faction warfare is always fun, and there's always something we can do. My only issue with War Games is the idea that it happens exactly the same time every year, and WWE are kind of forced to book it for whoever they've got. Is my issue with it. So
yeah,
I love the idea of them just taking it off Survivor Series, going back to the old Survivor Series, and giving that some stakes, and then moving War Games to a different pay-per-view for the next couple of years just to mix it up, as we said before. But I like, obviously the old Survivor Series system needs tweaking. I'm not necessarily saying I know how to do that. I'm just saying I'd be open to seeing it. And I think the 2001 idea is a really cool idea. But yeah, like, I don't so much mind the brand warfare as long as there is. Sorry about this stupid chair. But I do think there needs to be more stakes than just bragging rights. I
was thinking, whoever gets the win gets a free draft pick from the other brand. Because that way, it doesn't matter who gets the pinfall. There is nothing individual storyline related, but it could mean you want to bring someone across from the other brand. So if you're on Monday Night Raw and you'll see someone doing really good work on SmackDown, or you want to try, if you want to mix it up a bit, drag a champion across.
They do that anyway. Mark said, yeah, and like if they ever want to do that, they the Bloodline. Like, again, you got to remember, like, particularly Mark and Misfit, you got to remember, guys, that there is no right or wrong answers here. This is just Dan and I are just vamping,
spitballing.
And spitballing as to ideas that, like, there's no guarantee of what they're ever going to do. And if they wanted to do something, they could make it work. That's what we're saying. Like, we're just like, this isn't a who's right and who's wrong. It's an exploration of ideas. So so that we need to get away from the whole "you're wrong, no, I'm right" thing, because, like, they could completely mix it up and get rid of the pay-per-view tomorrow if they wanted to. They won't. Yeah. But you know what I mean. So it's just a more of a, what do you think would be fun, is the question we're putting to you, as opposed to what do you think makes sense? Because don't worry about it making sense. That's their job. So you just do the creative stuff and the imagination stuff. We don't need to analyze how realistic it is, because this is wrestling.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So, and they can do anything. If you're ever worrying about realism or the likelihood of something, my advice to you is stop.
Stop watching wrestling.
Yeah.
We are here to let go of our beliefs and dive headfirst into kayfabe. That is what we're here for.
Like, I remember saying to somebody years ago who was like, does it not annoy you that it's not real? And I was like, look, if wrestling was real, I wouldn't watch it, because it would be bloody horrific. Yeah. I said, and here, there's a couple of other things that aren't real. Here's like Avengers Endgame, the battle for Earth, once the Avengers compound gets blown up, is one of the, it's not high cinema by any standards, but it's still one of the most triumphant moments in movie history, because it's the culmination of the entire franchise. Everybody in one place at one time fighting the biggest threat. It's just a great moment, and your heart would need to be made of stone to not be like, yes, when he goes Avengers Assemble.
Yeah, there isn't really someone called the Shape that goes around stabbing teenagers on Halloween.
Yeah. Well, you say that,
but we believe it. We invest our time and energy into it because we enjoy it. We know it's not real, but we suspend our disbelief, and that is what we enjoy.
Sometimes the act of creativity itself, the act of imagination and speculation, is its own reward.
Yeah,
being right isn't the end game here, because they can do whatever they want. So, just gonna be honest, this is the wrong stream to speculate about it. Well, it's all right, guys. Like, if something's happened and we know it's true, and you guys want to bring it up, go for it. Say it. It's fine. Like, there's no just like if we highlight it or maybe we don't highlight it. We haven't decided yet. So it's up to you guys. You guys are again, your freedom. So as long as you're not effing blind, do what you want in the comments. It's just we sometimes might need to be selective about what we highlight. That's all it is. If you guys want to have a conversation about stuff, like we haven't got any names yet, best of my knowledge, and Misfits just confirmed it as well. No, mate, Michael, mate, you're royalty here, mate. You bow to no one. Trust me on that. You talk about what you want, mate. There you go. You have my permission. There's no reality where we tell you to be quiet, Michael. None. Don't worry about that. We'll find the releases. Misfit makes a good point. They're not going to reveal that while they're live on Fox. That's a very good point. Hey, Taylor,
I'm waiting to hear the crowd sing Cody.
There he is, the handsome devil. Talking about you, Taylor, not Cody. And Cody. I hate this chair. I need a new chair, man.
I've got one sat there, but I haven't got space to use it with the desk.
Oh, of course. You did say, didn't you?
Yeah.
Or am I thinking of something else? No, sorry. You did say something, but my mum told me last week as well. I don't know what you and my mum, Dad. I don't know. You must be dead ringers. What can I say? You're both. You know, my mum's a former model. You're clearly a former model. So there we go. You know, maybe you are currently still. I don't know what that. You know, just saying.
I'm thinking more of a model for an E-fit police sketch drawing rather than up on a poster.
Yeah, well, I don't know, mate. I'd put you up on my wall, but my wife would kick off. She's already a bit threatened by it because of her.
I mean, you have said multiple times on multiple streams, I'm a better bed person. I
prefer sleeping with her, but for obvious reasons. But you do. I will confirm here and now. You do less duvet hogging, and I won't say anything else because she's going to come in here and you will see a murder.
I snore less. Blink once for yes, twice for no.
She's not watching, luckily. I think we're good. There'd be an F off in the comments by now if she was. But there he is, Cody, looking at AJ. Ooh, the light's not on him. He's all dark and brooding. But yeah, my overall point about 20 minutes ago was it ain't real. Speculation doesn't hurt anyone. You know,
no.
It's not a real sport, guys. It's like Avengers.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Yeah. See, I've never understood that guy. Like, why would you want it to be? Why? The strength of wrestling is it's not real. That's not a weakness. It's a strength. Oh, Taylor. Oh, I hope you're sitting down. When mummies and daddies love each other. No, we're not going to do that today. Poor Carrion Cross. He had no reaction in France. They can't pronounce his name Carrion. Look at Cody. Looks great. Did you see him on Good Morning Britain, Dan, the other week?
No.
He was good. He came across really well. Yeah, it was nice. They've got their showbiz dude who's always on there. He's always out like, on the red carpets, like interviewing people, and he's a massive wrestling fan. Turns out, I didn't know that, and he was totally starstruck, and you can tell he's kind of briefed the Richard Arnold. Is that the guy's name? Thank you, Taylor. And he was basically like, you could tell he had prepped his co-hosts to ask the right questions. You know what I mean? And I was like, well done for that, because they kind of respected kayfabe, and we didn't have a situation where, well, like some of the situations we've had in Australia where they've been like, wrestling isn't real, and then they've had Grayson Waller in their face. So it's a good point there, Misfit. Yeah. I've often said that, like, you don't fake those chops. Like that red you get on your chest from Gunther, that's all real, baby. That's all legit. So you've got me there.
Look at Daniel Bryan's chest from the Greatest Royal Rumble. The aftermath of that looked like mincemeat.
Yeah. Oh my God, he's mad, isn't he? He is nuts. Ospreay as well. Like their match on that Dynasty was absolutely beautiful.
The crowd are going insane at the minute.
But I'm not. This for me, Dan. I don't know if like obviously I'm a long-time TNA fan, so naturally I'm an AJ Styles fan. I adore AJ Styles. I don't particularly like his politics, but I love him as a wrestler, and I think he's an all right dude. Cody, I just think is right now. I get it with Cody, and some people don't. I get it.
Everything's click.
Yes, and this just works beautifully. This is a dream match for me, and I don't need a feud. I don't need a story. I just need this to be a good match. That's all I want.
Yeah.
Hi, he said, "Yeah, how you doing, mate?" I swear the ring is moving so much tonight. I've noticed. Oh, that's a good point, said Jai makes. I wonder if they've got some kind of funky plans. I never want another pay-per-view to take place in the United States and just have internet. Yeah, me too, Misfit. Joe, I want them all in Europe. No, I'm joking.
Yes.
Like the fun is, the thing is, the Misfit. I enjoy it when I get to come to the States to watch Mania and things like that. So I do want something, but I'm not going to lie, mate. The fact that we're getting, like, I kind of like it that we get them in Saudi Arabia and Europe at the moment, because they're always on at a reasonable time. So people like Dan and I are like, yes, when this happens. Ring collapse. Yeah, but who for? Oh, it's like the first all in. I would agree with you. I would agree. I think SummerSlam, like the United States, has just more places than the UK that are hot, which makes sense for SummerSlam. And same with Mania. Like when they were talking about Minneapolis for Mania, I know we think it's probably going to be Vegas, but I mean, like, look, I'm sure Minneapolis is beautiful, and it's an inside stadium too. But
it will still be freezing.
It'll still be effing cold, even in summer.
Yeah.
Or August. No, spring. I'm an idiot. Stardust mentioned. Hell yeah. Hey dudes, how many teasers have we had? There was one. I'm not gonna lie, Dom. I'm drinking beer and doing the comments, so I haven't noticed all of them. But we did get a very prominent QR, didn't we, Dan?
Yeah, we've got a QR code. If you go to the Gimme A Hull Yeah X messages, we have been sent them from Mark and from Misfit, so you can actually see the video clips as well.
Well done, boys, as well, for being on top of that floor as well while doing this. So
we do appreciate that. Thank you very much.
And so Dom, have a log into our Twitter. I don't know what this X is Dan talked about, and something Elon Musk related about spaceships and weird big cheeks. I don't know, we have some deets there ready for your next Howdy Hangout, which we are hopefully going to join you. I know I am hoping to be on that one. Because we've kept away from them. We let it be Dom's thing, but I'm not going to lie, I'm champing at the bit to talk about Howdy some more. Because I'm a Howdy fan too. People forget I'm a big Howdy fan. They love it. Viva la France. They love. It's nice, and they're. I agree with Misfit. Let's have all of the other pay-per-views that aren't Mania and SummerSlam outside the United States. Let's do it. This year, though, Dan, look at all the pay-per-views coming this year, and it's not far off.
No.
Like, we've got Saudi Arabia, Bash at Berlin, Clash at the Castle. There's 3. Am I missing anything? There's this one. We've had one in Australia, one in Canada. Have we had one in Canada? Yeah. I love this. I love this international WWE. Oh, Misfit. I tell you now, mate. Royal Rumble over here. Imagine that. Imagine a UK Royal Rumble.
If Royal Rumble is in 2026, I will happily let Dom take me.
Yeah, you hear that, Dom? He says he'll do that. If we have a Rumble over here before Dan's wedding, we'll do that as a stag. Oh, mate, I'll be with you. I won't even apply for a press pass for that one. I'll just be like, screw it, I'm paying. Let's go. Let's do it. What we got?
Oh, we've had both microphones. Oh, we've got a Bullet Club tease now as well. Oh.
A Bullet Club tease?
They both went for the too sweet, and AJ just slapped the taste straight out of Cody's mouth and jumped out the ring.
Of course, yeah. Of course, sorry, yeah. Of course, yeah, because they were both in Bullet Club at different times, weren't they? I forget that.
Oh, backstage, there's a...
See, that's good storytelling. The fact that Triple H is acknowledging that both these two dudes have both been in Bullet Club at different times is... and let's not forget, Kenny Omega kicked AJ out, orchestrated AJ's downfall, and then Cody feuded with Kenny for leadership of it. Lost, failed, but then it was Tama Tonga and his peeps who kicked Cody and the Elite out. So there's a lot, like, if they want to be smart with this, there's a lot they could do between like the history of these guys. And I love the idea as well of all the different wrestling companies maintaining one canon.
Yeah.
I love that idea. That's so smart because that makes it feel like a legitimate sport. Yes, give the UK fans a Royal Rumble. We will not let you down. I've said this before, but when we're at Money in the Bank and the crowd chanting, stand up. If you hate Roman, stand up. Shut up, Mark. And no, I'm joking. He only told me to stop singing once. And Roman just sits down on the ring. And I was like, you don't get this anywhere else because we are just so... No one is... not even Canada are like us, as vociferous as we are.
Probably my favourite chant from any show, from any company, partly because I was there. Shoes off. Go on, finish it off.
If you hate Gibson.
Correct.
Yeah. Because he gets that a lot, doesn't he?
The chants are shoes off if you hate... Stand up if you hate Gibson. Stand up if you hate Gibson. Standard chant.
Yeah.
And then you get shoes off if you hate Gibson. So everyone takes the shoes off and holds them up. And then sit down if you hate Gibson. They missed out so much bringing that up to the main roster because it's just such an involved thing because everyone's doing it. And then you've got people going, why am I taking my shoes off? Do you hate Gibson? Yeah, well, take your shoes off. But why? Why would I take my shoes off if I hate someone? And it's just such a fun crowd involvement segment that's brilliant.
No, I agree. It's so funny because they actually did that exact chant to Roman Reigns at Money in the Bank. If you go back and watch the pay-per-view, you can hear them doing it. They're all going like there's. I remember looking to my right, and there's like 100 people with their shoes in the air. To Roman, and he's just sneering at them like that from the turnbuckle. Because I was quite close to the front, like he was only a few feet in front of me, so I've got Roman like sneering at these people to my right, and I'm like, this is so funny because like Roman's smart enough to know about that already going in and to know what the UK crowd are like. Because Vince apparently hates the UK crowd because they just refuse to do what they're told. But
we cheer the wrong people in his mind.
See, but because I disagree. I think we know who we like, and we're happy to buy into the heel and the face dynamic, but we're still going to chant that stuff at Bayley. Just whether she's a heel or a face, that it's not going to make any odds. So we're still going to sing that song to her. Did SmackDown just finish 10 minutes early? How dare it? Is that true? Has that happened?
Yep. They're already on to an Ariel Helwani Bailey interview.
See, I just thought this was part of SmackDown.
Nope.
I've been too busy talking. I thought Vince just hated fans. Yeah, I'm starting to think that too, Misfit. Right then. Well, that's interesting. A US broadcast of the same show, but we'll have 10 minutes of extra commercials. Ugh.
So, I mean, I was going to say, Andy's got the stream set up over on Wrestling Royalty for Backlash predictions at 8:15. Do you need a few minutes break, toilet break, snack break?
I think a snack break does sound sensible. Yeah, because I had the world's worst pizza, and then
I mean, pizza's still good even if it's rubbish.
It's
pizza.
Mate, you see, I'm a snob though. When a beer break for Sam, no such thing, Taylor. Every minute is a beer break. When you're on stream. The minute I finish work, I cranked open one of these Estrellas.
So Taylor's actually put the same show will be aired in the US, but have 10 extra minutes of commercials.
Oh,
I know.
That sounds horrific.
Yes.
Unless something happened that they don't want to spoil, I guess. Oh yeah, maybe. Oh, Dom's still here. I'm going to do a stream at 10 if you want to join. Yeah, I think Dom, I'll be already here, mate. I'm going to do the one with Andy. I might as well then jump on and do the one with you. Then I've been through Dan, Andy, and you in one night. I just need Ant now.
I'm sure that could be arranged.
Where are you, Anthony? Yeah, who else do I need? And Jack, we'll throw you in the mix if you're here. I know you don't attend SmackDown streams these days, but we'll throw you in the mix as well. Phrasing, Sam. Oh, Taylor, it's so deliberate. It's so deliberate. I was going to say when you've shared a bed with your co-host at WrestleMania, when you're on stream, the gloves are off, mate. It doesn't matter. My wife, I know my wife isn't watching right now because if she was, she would have come down and punched me from what I said before. So, Misfits taking us back to reality with, according to WWE, Bailey is both the WWE and NXT Women's Champion at the same time based on the kick. What? That's got to be an error, surely.
Oh, it's 100% got to be an error, doesn't it?
The NXT Women's Champion is what's her name? It's Roxy.
Roxanne Perez.
Yeah, she's ace. I love her.
Yeah. Oh. I still think she's near enough ready for main roster, but they're bringing up Lyra Valkyria instead.
See, the thing is with Lyra Valkyria, my only worry is she might look at the pick I said, all right, Misfit, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this right now. This better not be your knob. Oh, yeah. NXT champion, Bailey.
NXT belt as a graphic with WWE Women's Champion.
So it's just a silly mistake. Fair enough.
Yeah.
It happens. Roxanne is about Misfit. No, she's not. She's not. We've been through this. Like, even if that is true, right, and they put Julia on NXT and her first match is against Roxy, like, I just don't think that's true. I agree that they're not going to have Julia lose on her first match, and I agree that they're not going to have her take it straight off Roxanne on that first match. I think they're both going to have. They're going to do what they always do. She'll be in a feud with somebody else. Yeah, I totally agree, but it's not going to be day one. Like the fantasy that Julia's going to come in day one and be the champ ain't happening. If it is, I'll sell my car. You can have my car. But you can't. But you know what I mean.
But put Julia over as a huge star straight away, though. Just throwing that out there.
It would. But look, if they do that, cool. But here's the thing: if it was coming from anyone else, Misfit, I'd be inclined to believe it. But I've got two issues. One, I know how into Julia you are, so it might be wishful thinking. Secondly, what was the second? I had a second point. I can't remember what it was.
They've put titles on people on the main roster on their first days and first shows.
It came from Fightful, yeah, but it's too far away for even them to know. And like, if it came from Fightful, okay, send me the link. I'll read it and I'll let you know what I think. But I just like a Fightful saying that's definitely happening day one. Like if it had already been taped, I'd be like, yeah, all right. But you know, I just we'll see. I don't know. It might be one way of getting Roxy on the main roster though, quite quickly.
Yep.
But here's the thing with the US audience: it's only people like, well, it's only Japanese wrestling fans who really know who Julia is. Like, if you don't watch anything but WWE, you don't know who she is.
No.
It's as simple as that. Like, yeah, that's a good point. But you got to remember, Misfit, he had just come from well, where did he come from? He was a known quantity. Where Julia is a massive star if you're into, you know, Japanese women's wrestling, but if you're not, sorry, she's not. She will be in the West, 100%. But right,
what about Santino Marella?
Don't get me started on Santino bloody Marella.
Won the title on his first show.
Yeah, all right, well,
won it on their first show.
They exist. They like look. If this happens, I will happily say I'm wrong. But
eat your hat.
Hmm?
Eat your hat.
I'm not eating. I like this hat. To quote, what's he called? What's he called? Jack Swagger, or whatever they call him on AW. But yeah, it's like Jake Hager. His actual name, Jake Hager.
Yes.
But like, look, I'm the guy who's happy to admit when he's wrong. I need either to wait and see, or I need more evidence. Like if Fightful have put it out and there's a link to that, great, show me the link. But if it is indeed Heatwave, that's a way off. Yeah. There's a lot that can happen now. Like I definitely think Julie is a great person. I remember you telling me Lyra. Io was going to fail her cash in. Yeah, because at the time, I'll tell you why. Because at the time, they did a story about Bayley being the one who got climbed over, figuratively and literally. But here's the thing: winning a cash in makes you a heel. It doesn't make you a fighting champion. It makes you a coward. That's the issue Priest has got right now. So like, and Io, the whole point of the whole Io story was for Io to be the bad guy that Bayley destroyed. They didn't go with the story what I thought they were going to go with, which is Io was the good guy. I genuinely thought they were going to do that, but they didn't. They kept Io as the bad guy, and they made Io basically just a villain for Bayley to overcome, which personally, it was great, but I would have preferred if they'd gone the other way. So, but for all right, that one thing I was wrong about, let's look at we can go through all the things I was right about if you want, but even I'm arrogant enough to do that.
We ain't got time for that.
But it's a long list, guys. It's a long list. But we're not going to go through that now. But yeah, look, if it happens, awesome. I definitely think Julie is the one to take it off her. I just don't think it'll be day one. I just like day one on the main roster to day one on NXT are two different, very two different things. Let's not forget that as well.
Yeah.
So I think it makes far more sense to have Julia come in, be dominant, and then kick the crap out of Roxanne Perez at a later date and then take the title off her. At a pay-per-view, perhaps. Not just a BS. We'll put a different name on it so it's a special NXT episode. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
That's what they are. But the title matches are always good. Like, they have some great matches. Right then, Dan, do you want to go to bed because you've got work in the morning?
Well, I'm going to go do a few bits ready for Backlash for tomorrow.
Thumbnails,
all right, background, stuff like that.
Fair enough, mate. Send me the link, Misfit. Send me the link. That's all I'm going to say. Send it on. Don't send it to Gimme A Hull Yeah, because I won't read it. Send it to me. Right, guys. Oh, I'm going to go and join Andy in, is it 10 minutes?
Yeah.
I can't wait. It's going to be good. And then I'm joining Dom. I'm never getting to bed tonight. It's going to be awesome. But you need to because you've got places to be.
So I am just going to put a link in the description, in the chat, sorry, so everyone can go and jump straight into Wrestling Royalty. We're going live in 10 minutes with Andy doing a Backlash predictions video.
Dom, if that's you, mate, Sam want to do 9? We can do, mate, but as long as me and Andy are finished by then, is what I'm saying. But we can bounce straight from that to this. Like, if you know, I don't know how much work you're doing in the back end, but you could come and join us, so we could just go jump in from one to the other, if that works. Again, I'm here for whatever works, guys. Or 9:30, whatever works, mate. Whatever. We can bounce from one to the other if you want, but like 9:30 might give us a little bit more time. It's certainly better than 10, for damn sure. But let's run it by Sporsy as well, just see what he wants to do. But I know Andy likes to be quite quick and succinct. Nah, I think 9:30 is fine, mate. I think 9:30 is fine. But I think 9 o'clock might just be
too tight.
Too tight, said the actress to the bishop.
There you go. Love you too, dude.
How does he do it? What witchcraft is this? I don't even know the camera picked that up. Right, go on then, Dan. Shall we have an outro?
We shall. Go for it.
Guys, we'll see you in 10 minutes right here on Gimme A Hull Yeah. We'll also be on Wrestling Royalty. Watch it on whatever one you want, whatever. But we'll be back in 10 with a different stream talking about tomorrow night. Now SmackDown is done. So, until then.
See you soon.
This is the hardcore legend, Mick Foley. Well, hello and welcome to Give Me a Hull Yeah. I hope everyone there, right there in Yorkshire, is having a nice day. Bang, bang. Have a nice day. Yeah.
Thanks, Mick. That's how it's said.